Welcome to the show, folks. If you don't know me, my name is Mike Asherbrenner, proud and humble leader of the Hounds of Business community, also known as the Redneck Connector. And you are tuning in to the Hounds of Business Community Happy Hour. Welcome. So thrilled you can spend your time with us, and super thrilled to have this amazing lady, Chanda Spates, here with us, the founder, CEO of Flourish Foundation, because it's September, folks, and it's all about our children and our youth and their mental well-being, and get them excited about life and careers and all kind of things. Make them productive and happy, peaceful individuals. And no one that I know of is leading the charge better than you, Chanda. So welcome to the show. How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you got it. Tech issues aside, your extensive travel plans. Appreciate you being here, and hopefully, folks, B Myers. All right, he's having some tech issues, but he is just one of the many amazing people that are supporting this mission and this movement that is here to stay. All right, and I am more than honored to promote and proud to serve in and outside this organization. So before we get started, all right, there we go. So I also have, no mystery, right? My cute two little hillbillies, right? And she's hooked on science now. So very good because she could be hooked on scrolling mindlessly on social media, right? And we all know that's not the best recipe. So I don't know. I spent what $10 on this science kit. Well, we got our return on investment, right? So now she wants to do everything. It's just so much fun. So there we go. And before we get the show on the road, I want to make sure that we give a couple shout outs. First of all, the HOB special. We're going to have this show this Friday, folks. So, same place. You can find us on LinkedIn, YouTube, on Hounds of Business. But make sure you show up for this. All right, this is really fun for me. This is a powerhouse panel. We got Dr. Jeffrey E. Berger. We have all these guys. The CEO of Viarta One, Lacoste, and Dr. Tahir is coming back from the Millionaires Academy. And all of these men got told no, right? Did not succeed, right? Really just failed over and over again, sometimes to a big number, right? Big $1 million losses. And very few people believed in them. And now they're accredited by Google, Amazon, and Microsoft, and even Forbes is writing about them. So I don't have to explain to the hounds, right, tuning in, why that's special. So you're going to learn about what they're doing, but you're also going to learn really good gold nuggets from folks who have been there, struggled internally, externally, and kept going until boom, until they finally made it. And they're not slowing down. So make sure you share that with your friends, tell people who could use the inspiration, and network with some really high level, heart centered people in the hounds, folks. And last but not least, I don't do these often, but when I do them, my goodness. So I am super stoked. All right. Yeah, I said stoked. That I'm serious. So the HOB, the Hounds of Business Community, think of that kind of like an NFL team as an analogy, right? Some are good at defense, offense. There's 32 of them. But the Hounds ecosystem is the NFL in this analogy. Does that make sense? So we're out there trying to find folks who align with us and anyone doing anything real to help business owners and entrepreneurs, right? We want to make sure that folks understand the game, right? This is a business. This is it's like Michael Jordan going from basketball to water polo. Yeah, he's going to have to learn some new stuff. So Phil and I are going to come sit down, pull the curtain back, Wizard of Oz style, and show you how are we doing this? How are other hounds and people doing it? Well, I'm glad you asked. So this is not an infomercial, no bait and switch. We're going to show you the steps of our playbook so you can learn. And here's the deal. Once you understand it, and some of the things we talk about, if that's helping you, take some steps, right? You might do more, right? And if it's not helping you, you're welcome. You're welcome because we ain't going to try to sell you a $50 million trinket or even a $1 trinket that you clearly don't need. So we just want to get out there, help people who are out there like us, who are building businesses like Chanda, going through the blood, sweat, and tears and sacrifice. And all they need is clarity, help, and support. So we're not the only option. We're just doing our thing to get out there and help people. All right. And I'm going to stop. I'm going to roll the intro, announce the great, amazing people in the challenge that is as just amazing, astronomically insane. It's happy. It's doing great work. And we got folks like B Myers, Jules, I mean, a lot of folks are on board with this already, leading up to our event in in May, right at the Olympic Training Center in Lake Placid, New York. So let's roll this intro and get the party started. What do you say? Uh-oh. You doing mine impression? I can't hear you. Are we having There we go. Woohoo! Hey, I'm all about it. All right, I'm a goofball. We know that.
Are you looking to grow your network and your net worth with other high-level, heart-centered professionals? Then grab a seat and your favorite beverage and join Mike Asherbranner, the Redneck Connector. It's time for the Hounds of Business Community Happy Hour.
All right, folks. Well, hey, without further ado, I'm going to ask a question. I want Chanda, if you don't mind, give us the version, all right, the mini version of how this all started. You were living life as normal, right? Had a good job in corporate and doing the family thing. And all of a sudden life happened on a huge way. And in true hounds fashion, right? Somebody's got to do it. It's going to be me, right? And it's not like something that you planned on and had, resources and spent all this time on. You just said, I'm going to jump in and get it done because it's just too daggum serious not to. So if you leave with that story, and guess what? B. Myers is in the backstage with the hat on special request, right? Because our hat game is strong here. And so go ahead and intro that, tell us your story, and I'll bring B. Myers up here in a minute.
Yeah, you should have told me about the hat. I would have brought one.
Hey,
So
I'll mail you one.
I can smile and talk about it now, but it wasn't funny at the time. But I got started in this. What we do with Flourish Foundation Project, we're a nonprofit. We're also a community behavioral health service provider. So we do counseling and mentoring for kids with a primary focus on creating stigma-free mental health solutions and rolling back youth suicide. So what can we do to stop that? That's our whole thing.
Right.
How I got into it is my oldest son, who has cerebral palsy, encountered extreme bullying when he moved from middle school to high school. As most high schools are, there's lots of smaller feeder schools that feed into the high school. Well, if you can imagine how big Charlotte is, there's a lot of schools feeding into that. So there's a lot of new faces, people that didn't know him. So where he was in the same school from like K through 8, it's a whole different thing when you get to high school with a bunch of people that don't know you. And they
Yeah.
started picking on him pretty severely, tripping in the hallway, things of that nature. He's got cerebral palsy, so he walks with a significant limp. And it just really got dangerous and horrific and scary. He has been rushed by ambulance from school on more than one occasion. 2 of those times it was with a concussion. But where we are here and still have this policy here and where we live here in Charlotte, it is a zero tolerance policy for fighting. So if you are involved in a fight, whether you are a disabled child or not, whether you are starting it or not, whether it's self-defense or not, whether it's 9-1 or not, or 22-1 or not, which is what the situation was for my son, you're suspended for a mandatory 10-day suspension, regardless of what your role in it was. So that started a depression, downward spiral. We tried to fight it. I got attorneys, et cetera, et cetera. But ultimately, after the then assistant superintendent, and this is not anything made up, I recorded the IEP meeting, so I have it on videotape, where the assistant superintendent told my son, because we asked, I said, well, what is he supposed to do? This incident in particular was on a bus, a moving school bus. I said, what is he supposed to do when people attack him? And it was several kids attacking him on a bus, and because he did one blow back, he got the 10-day suspension, and I just didn't agree with that suspension. The assistant superintendent at the time said, well, I guess he'd be better off jumping out of the back of the bus. And I said, excuse me, so you're telling a child with metal pins in his hip, cerebral palsy, to jump out of the back of a moving bus? So when that happened, I did this. I had to find answers. I had to find ways to, first of all, help my son who wasn't responding well to therapy and traditional therapy, talking on a counselor's couch, but also to do things that reduce stigma about mental health because he didn't want to be seen a certain way for going to counseling. And how do we stop this bullying and this violent culture within schools, this gang emulation? Because we were in a very nice neighborhood and area of town, but these kids were emulating what they see on other things, that they're suburban kids acting like gangsters and they're not. um, so what do we do about that? So what I do in corporate is corporate gap analysis. I mostly for sales. um, I applied that information or that analysis to youth suicide to say, hey, what do we do, how do we fix this? And I came up with Flourish Foundation project, which is a ecosystem of support for our youth to try to stamp out youth suicide and help with other mental health conditions and provide stigma-free solutions for kids so they don't have to feel ashamed of getting help.
You said a lot there, and you know I'm at the age that what I don't say is more impressive to me than what actually comes out of my pie hole. Uh, but there's a lot there, and here's what I love about it. You know, instead of whining, complaining, right, and rightfully so, being upset, you really did. And with, I just got to brag on you. I have rarely seen, right, present company included, someone who is there's no limits. You have sacrificed beyond words, beyond limits. You work probably 20 hours a day, no exaggeration or more, and you have done that for what, a couple of years now, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's been several years. So we're finally getting to where it's moving and we're making impact and we're being recognized for that impact. And I think that we can start seeing dramatic change and help for kids, not only in Charlotte, but in the nation.
Well, and that's what it is. It's not your your experience was horrible, to say the least. But now it's about every kid, right? That's it's not just about yours. You're not alone, and you know we think we're alone, even adults, children especially, right? But we think we're alone. We're the only ones dealing with doubt, shame, guilt, fear. Throw it out there. But I've said this a million times. Other people are just better at hiding it. I was, and now I'm open, right? And that's our invitation. But they're kids. They don't know how to process this stuff. They don't know what the algorithms do to them, right? They don't know how to handle this. And I didn't know how to handle it. That's why I had to learn so I could teach it. And this is why I love what you're doing. I'm honored to be a part of it. Let's bring on B Myers. B Myers, look at that hat. Oh man.
What's
Well,
up, dog?
you're an honorary hound already, my friend. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys having me. Can you hear me all right?
We can, and it's okay if you don't look at us. We want you to be safe. So
Okay.
let me start here because you're the type of guy I could tell you're like us, like me and a lot of the hounds. Somebody does something good and says, "Hey, will you support this?" You say, "Okay." Right? You don't ask a lot of questions. Uh, so tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you're in Nashville, right? You're a Charlotte. You're from the same city, right? So you're from Charlotte. You're in
Yes.
Nashville and you're recording. You got a bunch of music. You're gaining popularity, and you're a part of this organization. So no rush. Tell us about you and how you got here, my friend.
Okay, so I am a artist, first of all. I met Miss Shonda at an event last year or 2 years ago, and we started talking about this idea and this organization that she had, and she's told me a few things about a few of her ideas, and I'm just completely on board with every bit of where she wants to take this. I told her the other day on the phone, I said, hey, like, when it comes to this organization, whatever I can do to help you, you let me know. And yes, I'm from Charlotte. I grew up in Indian Trail, so I am a Union County child, but my mom is also in the school system. My mom's actually a principal. So I have a very close spot in my heart when it comes to education, just because my mom is an educator, and I'd like to think that my mom is one of the educators that looks out for the students' safety and well-being first. And as Ms. Chanda had expressed, not all of them, that's not the case. And the other thing is that I told her to be transparent with you guys. I was that kid in middle school. I was that child growing up that was ready to take his own life because I felt like it would be better off and everybody else would be better off if I wasn't around anymore. And it took me a long time to get past that. It took me a lot of activities to be a part of that showed me that I actually did have value and worth. And if I can help a child come to that realization sooner than later, knowing what I know about every 11 minutes a young adult takes their own life, then I would like to be as proactive in that as I can, because I believe that the younger generation is the generation that is going to change the world for the better. I believe if we reach that younger generation quicker than later, then we can really get them on a level of real of understanding that you're not as insignificant as you might feel, even though when you look at the world around you, it makes you feel that way.
Bingo. And well said, man. You know, you're a doer. You know, you went through it, you struggled, and first of all, bravo and kudos. Because it's not the easiest thing to go out there and tell people about that. You know, I mean, it really isn't.
Yeah,
But
that's a statement that'll put a lot of people off.
yeah, you know, but it'll attract more of the right people, and that's what we're about. So I admire that. I mean, I've struggled with it too, and I think if most people were honest, many folks have.
Yeah,
And yeah, at some point.
because I
And
agree. I agree with what you said earlier. Most people are just better at hiding it.
yeah, yeah, and it has a lot to do with shame. And this is why we do this. We're not here tooting our own horns and bragging. We're just saying, listen,
We're
you're not alone. You're not
right,
defective. Yeah, and
right.
if real men and women and people of action and honesty and transparency can come together to make something happen and support folks, first of all, like Shonda, right, who are paying the price daily to do this. Uh, and then secondly, the reason we do this, right, the kids and the youth,
Right.
if we're not going to do it, who is?
Exactly.
You know, and that's why I love everybody here and the hounds and people supporting. I appreciate you because I know it's busy and it's late, but they're putting their money where their mouth is. So, Shonda, do me a favor. Just straight into the every 11 minutes and I'm sorry, I'll get it out today. Every 11 or every, dadgummit, 11-second challenge. Slow down. I'm so excited to do this. So, tell us where this came from, what it's all about, and how folks can tap into it. We're just going to get right to it.
Absolutely. So every 11 minutes started with a youth group that we have with our nonprofit. So we have an after school enrichment program. And this group of kids, we're recording a podcast. They're learning how to run their own radio station, just doing some things that are going to just really, truly change the atmosphere. We're looking and focused on finding stigma-free solutions for youth mental health. So it's youth helping, it's a focus group of youth saying, hey, what works, what doesn't work, what do you need to see? Well, in that, everyone in the group gets trained in QPR, suicide prevention. And when we're going through that training class with this group, we're talking to them about the statistics. Every year we have 1.6 1.7 million people attempt suicide in the nation. That's young and old. About 51,000 a year are actually going to be their own demise, and they'll lose their lives for this. I'm trying to not say the certain words so we don't get cut off the air.
Yeah, I know. Social media. Yeah.
And then, but a fourth of those are our children. 1 in 4 are our children. It's like 23%. So when we're talking about that with the kids, I was saying, that's basically 51,000. If you do the math, is one every 11 minutes of every single day.
Wow.
So one of the kids in the group said something so simple but so real, and it brought us here. They said, well, if every 11 minutes we're losing someone, why don't we do something every 11 minutes to save somebody? So that became the Every 11 Minutes Hope Challenge, where we have our youth and these youth groups coming in and giving little messages of what they think kids want to see. We're putting it where kids are. Kids spend about 7.5 to 8 hours a day after school on social media platforms, music platforms, and gaming platforms. So that's where the kids are. So what if we take little short messages, 11 seconds, no more than 30 seconds, that say, hey, you belong here. We don't want you to leave. Stay, play, stay live together. Those are the messages that we're sending, and we're putting it exactly where the kids are that need to see it, so that we can try to save that life every 11 minutes versus lose a life every 11 minutes. So that's the challenge. And then because of who we are with Flourish, we have a collaborative impact network. We bring together small businesses, parents, community leaders, and national brands to do things amazing. So we have, pro sports teams, NFL Players Association members, not necessarily the audience as well, but we have all of these different people and organization, artists, music, Dallas Austin Foundation, Jay Styles formerly of Blackstreet, Cody Pollard out of Nashville. We have artists and people and children that have now adults that have been through it, talking honestly, earnestly, authentically, giving these little snippets of hope where the kids are that need to have it. And that's what we're doing with this momentum. So it is Suicide Prevention Month in September. No better time than to start this. But the challenge is, can we keep it going? Can we have a new message every 11 minutes, 11 seconds, every 11 minutes could save a life?
Yeah. And, there's somebody else that's in the comments, Baz Porter, right? So he is a hound. He's been instrumental in helping me grow, the hounds grow next level, so we can reach out and help more people and do more shows like this. The more we get, right, the more time, money, and freedom we get through our business, then we can support causes and things that matter, right? So let's pull that up. And if you want to, give us a little background, because the hound supports this. And he came up with this, right? He just thought about it. He said, hey, what's win-win? He did a recent webinar that was absolutely amazing. He was going to do it one time a year, and that's not one of those corny, sales things, right? It's not a tactic. He was just like, look, like me, I do it once a year, maybe twice if you throw enough fuss. But then he said, you know what? What if we give back? If people see value in what I'm doing and they come on board and I can help them with their solution, why don't we do it win-win? Right? Why don't we give back to Flourish and help support this, challenge, this mission, and the upcoming Olympic Center event in May? I said, why not? That's a great idea. So I'll pull up his page and, just tell us a little bit about, how this is supporting and anything else we need to know about it.
Absolutely. So if you know anything about Baz Porter, he is very well known motivational speaker. He's a business coach. Like, he's the real deal. And I attended one of his sessions because I'm like, I'm building this. I have a background in HR, not necessarily in nonprofit management. So I'm always looking and learning. So I attended this powerhouse event that he had. And it really kind of breaks it down into finding your niche and kind of just getting you unstuck. And it was so powerful of a thing. And, I said a little bit about what I do, and he offered me an opportunity just to have a conversation. The conversation ended up lasting for, I think, over an hour.
That's
But
the
then he
hound's
called
way.
me back, absolutely. And, no solicitation. He's like, I want to help. And he said, I'm going to do that event again. And part of the proceeds are going to go to your nonprofit. And let's do this. And I think it's perfect because with Flourish Foundation, we have right now 138 and counting organizations, small businesses, and a handful of national brands that all work together in collaboration to do things to help stop youth suicide and help make our cities and country better as far as that is concerned, to save kids' lives. So he is offering, or has offered, and this will be on September 29th. It's Monday. So you can actually come to this free event and get the information that you need that can help other nonprofits, other businesses, other people that are thinking about having something that is social impact, or just in your business in any way, to make that thrive, to make that flourish, and to make that better. And the tips are invaluable. When I tell you, it literally unstuck me. So he's doing that, and then proceeds from that. If anyone does sign up for the haul, then Flourish will be able to benefit from that as well. So it's a win-win. So if you have a business, if you have an idea, if you have some type of social impact movement that you want to get unstuck with, this is the place for you. And it's definitely the community because, again, this is something Baz just said, hey, I want to do this. It wasn't anything that I asked for, but I am definitely grateful.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's business with heart. That's instead of defining it, people like Baz are just displaying it. They're just exercising it, and that's why we do all we do. We want people to plug in, get what they need, help a good cause and mission, and then they can have more time, money, and freedom to give back even more to whatever they're passionate about. And so thank you, Baz. And if you can't see that, folks, go to Baz Porter, BAZ Porter. All right, go to his LinkedIn. We're also reposted with the Hounds of Business. So September 29th, this coming Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern, U.S. Eastern time, folks, 9 p.m. Pacific. Don't miss it. All right, bring a friend, bring a couple friends. All right, we'll be there as well. And thank you, Baz, for doing that. And well, first of all, Baz said, hey, he'd like to interview B. Myers. So look, this wins this everywhere, man. Dadgummit. I told you to wear that hat. See, because you wore the hat, now you're getting interviews. That's what it is. And what you said, right? Just because you're a stand-up guy. And also, Nathan is a brand new hound. Colleen Stubbs brought him in, and we are super grateful. High-level guy, all heart. And he says, look, his best friend, his son, his best friend's son took his own back in December. This ain't something we could bear our head in the sand with. Absolutely not. And we got to be proactive. Go ahead, B. Myers.
No, I was just agreeing with you. This isn't the kind of thing you turn a blind eye to.
No, this ain't like, oh, well, I didn't get my right change at the grocery store kind of stuff. Or that. This is our future. All right. This is our kids, grandkids, everybody else. I'm not going to start singing songs. All right. But we got to take action. And so I just want to say thank you. I have nothing but gratefulness for everybody here, all the people not here supporting this. You've done this, and I'm going to sing your praises. You can blush all you want to. But I've seen behind the curtain. I've seen daily almost of what you do, only a fraction of it. And you never complain. You give selflessly, and you sacrifice materials, the time. And I want people to know that's why we're doing this show, so they can see your heart. You never complain, but folks, I'm telling you, right? She's a human being, right? And this is what compels me, Baz, B. Myers, a slew of other people to come join you because you are doing it. And we see you. All right. I just want to make sure you know that. She never complains, y'all. I can play a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, I do. So I'm turning to Gargamel, but she doesn't, and that means a lot. So let's jump into it. I'm gonna pull this down a little bit. All right, and we covered Baz, and folks, put 11 seconds. Put 11 if you're ready to share, do the thing, promote it, share it with other people. Because I did. What was that other challenge? It was on social media. It was like Ice Bucket or something. I did that. I'm not even on social media half of it. I mean, I'm on YouTube, but I don't play on it. And it went viral. And that's the kind of support and awareness we need, because this ain't something where you have to sell it. All you got to do is take it out of the cave with the lights off and put a spotlight on it, right? Like, there's people out there that, we met somebody without betraying confidence the other day, Chanda, a few weeks ago, where I jumped on a meeting, just said, hey, I'm sorry I'm late, told them why. And they were just hammering me, wanting to know more about the movement, more about the training center event, more about what you're doing. And I thought that's odd, until the person said, no, I have personal ties with this. This affected people in my household.
Right.
So, he was selling me to tell me more. And that's what we're doing this, because people, and stop being ashamed of it. That's what we're just out there. There's no shame in this. Right? You're not alone. We support you, and we're going to do something about it in the positive. So on that note, so let me start with you. B. Myers, you stepped in, for this challenge. Obviously, your heart is all in it. And, well, first of all, how do you find the time, man? Like, or you just make time? Like, but tell us a little bit about your music too, because I want folks to know who you are, how to plug into what you're doing, because you're a stand-up man. So don't be shy.
Yeah. You had me drop the link tree earlier. Is it still up there?
Yeah. Let me pull it up while you talk.
Okay,
I want to share it.
That's cool. I just want to make sure it was still up there. Yeah, man. I make music, and my goal, I guess, even from being young, was I always wanted to make somebody feel good. That's really ultimately what it was. If somebody was having a bad day, it was my job, and I made it my personal mission to bring their spirits up. And I have carried that over into the music that I make. I've carried that over into my mission in this music. And really, when Chanda approached me with this, it allowed me to continue that mission as my natural, authentic, out of the studio self. And it was really like a blessing, to where when she started telling me what it was about, I was like, that's 100% the type of stuff that I would love to be a part of when it comes to joining forces and collaborating with somebody outside of artistry. But now, the way that Chanda has presented it is, I'm allowed to use my artistry as well, but I can also be upfront and frank about my own struggles and the own stuff that I've dealt with.
Absolutely. And you're everywhere. So it's hard to see on the screen because of the way it's sharing. But folks, if you go to his link tree, I'll put it on the screen, or you just Google B. Myers, even link tree, it'll pop right up. But you can find your music content and all you're doing, man. You're everywhere. You're on Instagram. You got Spotify, Apple Music. So you're not hard to find, are you?
No, sir, I am not. I am everywhere. And to touch back on what you said, how do you make the time or find the time? Even if you don't have, even if you don't find the time, you make the time for the things that matter to you. And I even asked Chanda, I was like, because earlier my internet was being weird, and it was like, it just kicked me all the way off. And then I was like, Chanda, I can get back on, but I'm gonna have to be in the car. Is that okay? And she was like, absolutely. Life goes on. And I was like, okay. So, hey, if you guys are okay with me being in the car and still being able to speak and share my voice and share my opinion, then I ain't got no reason not to join the conversation, you know?
Oh, man, you're an honorary hound already, man. It took like, 5 minutes? You just put icing on the cake. So do you have a upcoming single called Underdog? Is that right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I do have a song called Underdogs. I shared it with Chanda, and that's basically for her to use in any way she wants. It's not like something I'm going to be putting out on distribution or anything like that, because it's a rough cut. It's not even like a really fully cut song to where it's available for streaming and distribution and all that. That's strictly for Chanda to use for her movement. And
Wow.
because she said something about, do you have something already? And I was like, you know what? I have a song that I recorded in like 2019. And I was like, I have a song called Underdogs. And I think that's perfect for this because it's about believing in the people that nobody ever believed in. So how about I send it to you, see if you like it? And I sent it to her and she said it was cool. And so, yeah, man, that's hers. She can use that however she wants. And it's just hers. She can have it. I ain't going to put no paperwork behind it or nothing. Just she can keep it and use it for the mission.
Well, hey, that underdog stuff, man, you're in the right crowd there. All right. So, and again, but you told us the story behind it, B. Myers. But if you don't mind, what do you hope young people will feel, and what do you want them to get from this when they hear it? What do you want them to feel?
You just said the answer right there, man. You just said the answer right there. Give them hope.
Good man.
Give them hope. The worst thing you can do from somebody is take away their hope. And in turn behind that, I believe that the best thing you can do somebody is to restore their hope. And if I can be a part of restoring hope to young or old, I mean, old people lose hope too. Like,
yeah,
let's be honest. So if I can restore somebody's hope in their self, in humanity, in good people, then that's my job, man. That's what the Lord put me on this earth to do. So
amen.
let me activate that. You know what I mean?
Well said. I mean, because it's coming from the heart, right?
Yes, sir.
Chanda, if you don't mind, so you have partnered with Grammy Award winning producers, young artists like B. Myers, and some amazing people to create music and mental resilience albums and music and all of this. Why music? Why is that so important? And what impact are you already seeing with this?
Oh my. So why music? Music is a universal language. The beat alone can pick you up, it can calm you down. And when we are dealing with children that don't really always have the right words to say, maybe they can find the right song. So, what we teach in our program is music and mental resilience, and basically, it's the art and the craft of music. So, they learn how to make songs, mix beats, and do all those things. And then we take them even further into what those career paths look like, and then it eventually ends up in STEM for them. So, it's a gateway to other things because there are studies that show if we can get kids focused on building their future, we see suicide ideation go down by 50%. So just getting them started about, what do I want to be when I grow up and giving them a way to do that. But you've got to reach them and get them engaged in that first. And that's where the music comes in. But we're also seeing the difference in schools. When we teach kids how they can use music as a tool to regulate their own emotions and their own behaviors. If I'm angry, I'm not going to play more angry music. I'm going to play something that can calm me down. If I'm sad, I'm not going to play more sad stuff. I'm going to do something that can cheer me up. But that gives them music in a very tangible tool that they can use. It doesn't take a lot of understanding to be able to do. It is a manageable thing that we can teach any age group. And that is a powerful thing that we can put into kids' hands. So that's why music, and that's why music is always first. And then we look at, okay, now where do we need to put this? So with this album project, we have kids, most of them are suicide attempt survivors, and they are putting the music with these Grammy Award winning producers across all genres, from country to rap to rock. We're in the middle of doing the gospel song. But this album will have 11 songs, just like our 11-minute theme. And every song is an empowerment song or teaches a suicide prevention strategy, but it sounds like what they already hear on the radio. So it's going to have their heads bopping. It's going to have them understanding it. And then when they think about it as a prevention tool, if I can teach you this song before the bullying happens, if I can teach you this song of how to handle that depression, that very sad moment where you're considering harming yourself, and how to stop that thought in its tracks, and how to redirect that, and how to ask for help. If we can put that into music, then we can get it into kids' hands that don't have access to therapy, that don't have anyone to reach out to. Um, Literally, there's a one of the things that my son said is, a playlist saved his life, um, and that's true.
No, you really can't. You can't minimize the impact that someone, something, a song, a letter. I mean, you never know when inspiration and something is going to change somebody's mentality. You don't. And let's jump right into it, because you coming up in May, right? May of this coming year, 2026, Flourish will host SoundQuest Station Live, right? The U.S. Olympic Training Center in Lake Placid, New York. That's a huge stage, to say the least, right? What will this event look like, and why is it so important to youth, communities, and even the businesses and folks involved? There's a lot of win-wins here. So take your time and let us know what you want us to know about this, because May will be here before you know it, and we're getting
Yes.
ready now.
Absolutely. I am so excited about this project. So this, again, it starts with every 11 minutes. The tagline is play and stay live together. Live meaning alive, energetic, embracing life, and building bright futures. This Olympic Center event is something that Flourish Foundation created. Again, we're looking at how to reduce stigma for mental health programs. So this is embracing where kids are. When I did the research and see where kids are every day after school for as much as 3 to 5 hours a day, they are on gaming platforms playing games. In the last 12 months, we've had 3 young lives lost while playing or while streaming on social media or while on these gaming platforms. It is not the platform's fault. Let me make sure I say that. It's just that for hours, up to 8 hours a day, this is where our kids are. So if we're going to have interventions to help them and to save their lives, we have to put it where they are for 8 hours a day.
Right.
I mean, that's just common sense. So what this event is, I did a speaking engagement at the Esports Travel Summit. Thank you for them flying me out and doing all of that. And I spoke about how we need to reach kids where they are, where they're playing, where they're interacting. And so many people from the esports community came in and rallied right up with me, including the Olympic Regional Development Authority and then also the Olympic Center. So we are having an esports youth and wellness summit. It's actually Esports Music and Wellness Summit, May 23rd and 24th. So it's Memorial Day weekend, streamed live from the Olympic Center. So right there where they have the Winter Games and the ice skating and all that, we are converting that entire floor into an Olympic sized youth summit. So they will be able to play games, and as they go through the different the oval of the rink, there's different pit stops, and they have wellness activities where they're getting micro certifications in QPR, and they're learning hands-only CPR. They're learning skills that can save lives. How can they talk to someone? How do you use music as a tool to break a cycle of depression and things of that nature? So we're giving them tools that can save their lives while they're playing, while they're having fun. We're meeting them where they are. So it is truly a mental health wellness summit, but it does not have the stigma that many associate with mental health. It's a fun environment to go through. There are exhibits with different colleges that will be talking about what different career paths look like, whether it's in esports or gaming or other pathways. Um, Thanks to the Olympic Regional Development Authority and some of the partnerships that they have, any K through 12 school, let me repeat, any K through 12 school in the state of New York will be able to attend. They can apply for, well, anyone can attend, but if they're K through 12 school in the state of New York, they can go to our website and click on the link, and the Olympic Center and their sponsors are providing transportation for that. So we are breaking down barriers of access to what kids need. And then I thought about it and said, hey, that's great, but we're a Charlotte organization. How do we get Charlotte involved? How do we get the nation involved? So we have some of these gaming platforms that are going to live stream it across the nation. So now what we're sitting and looking at is what I truly think, I can't guarantee yet, but I truly think this will be the largest, or at least an Olympic-sized mental health summit for youth that our country's never seen. And it is all done through collaboration and organizations and companies coming together. We do need sponsors. We need sponsors. So while the event and marketing is covered by the Olympic Center, or ORDA, we do need those vendor partners. We need those different things, grab bags and things for the kids to take home and all of that to make it a true success. We need airtime to be able to get the airtime on these gaming platforms. Now, there's one gaming platform that I will not say their name, but I really want to put them there because they're the largest one in the nation. They reach about 240 million people a day. That's where this needs to be. So I challenge every company, whether you're large, small, national brand or not, if you are mission aligned, if you care about saving the lives of your customers' kids and your kids, because 60% of our nation is directly impacted by someone that has lost their life from this, whether it was their spouse, a grandparent, or their child. We have all been touched by this. Why are we not coming together? We may not agree on anything else. We don't have to agree on politics, but we can agree on saving kids' lives and coming together to make this happen and to make this a success. So the date is May 23rd, May 24th. It is done in partnership with the Olympic Regional Development Authority. It is hosted by the Olympic Center in Lake Placid, New York. Every K through 12 school in New York can come. You don't have to worry about what the finances are going to cost to get you there. Go in and apply and let that grant that is available cover that for you. And then for everyone else, if you are an educator, a school, let's have watch parties. I need organizations doing a simple watch party. You can do $500 to $1,000 and sponsor a watch party where kids at a rec center, at a school, at a library can watch and participate. I have a organization that is building a user interface so that we will be able to do this interactively. So not only can they watch it, but they'll be able to go in and stop at those pit stops and they be able to do some of those wellness activities as well. We are going to give kids on a national scale the tools to save their lives.
Absolutely. I'm not going to, folks, we're going to put information out there. You can go to Flourish Foundation's website. You can go to every11minutes.org and follow Chanda Spates on LinkedIn, because I'm not going to spill the beans. There are so many wins, especially for corporations, businesses that want to be a part of this, large and small. This is a huge win, not just for the youth, which is what it's all about, but for the visibility and the things that come in this. I mean, because we're not just helping them with the mental health. You're also giving them opportunities, real opportunities for STEM careers, right? We're going to have all kinds of companies and folks in technology coming in. These kids get to go around and meet, folks and see the opportunities that they're available, right? This goes way beyond just feeling good. This is about inner peace and having an outlet. Hey, I can be somebody. I can plug into something special. There's things out there for me. I'm not hopeless. And that's amazing. So B. Myers, you'll be a part of this journey too, man. So I'm excited. So what excites you most about lending your voice and music? I already know you're excited to help youth at all, but Olympic scale movement, right? This kind of event, right? To make a huge impact for our youth. What excites you most about being involved with this?
I think what excites me most is being able to see the kids use that encouragement that they get through this movement, through this program, to see what they build afterwards, like to see the products that they create just from the foundation that they're given from this movement and this organization.
Yeah, and you're kind of like me. I kind of see that, and a lot of folks I know. You didn't even think about you, but it's exciting stuff. Like you just like, hey, I'll help anybody who asks. But that's pretty cool that you get to be in this kind of light just because you're a good guy. You didn't even plan on it, right? Like it's.
To make it about me, I guess would be, this is one part of my life that I never would ever have brought to the forefront. But when Chanda brought it to me, it spoke to me directly. Because like earlier when I was talking to you, if there was this type of organization when I was struggling that I could have gone to on my own time, if I just found a way to like have the knowledge about it, then because like performing saved my life, because performing is what gave me a purpose. So I would say that to show these kids and help these kids find their real life purpose would be the game changer. And the fact that this outlet that I use through music performing was my outlet that showed me that I was worth something. If this type of organization was something that was around, then it would have made me that much more excited about life.
Daggum straight. Well, I'm going to do this because we're all about pushing each other up. I got to give a couple shout outs to other folks doing amazing things and also cross-pollinating with each other. So we got real quick. We have Kevin Smith of Kindness Worldwide, folks, in November. Kindness Week is just around the corner. And if you saw our YouTube channel, Miss Pennsylvania, right, going out there and swinging for the fences with kindness. You know who I'm rooting for. I got to be biased. I mean, I like them all, but she's on the team. She's an ambassador, and so am I. And that's a really high honor. And folks, if you haven't heard the story of Kevin Smith, go to kindnessworldwide.org. Birds of a feather flock together, right? I love both these organizations, and they're all heart. The guy lost his very successful financial CEO. He lost his wallet one day, and the way I put it, looked like he lost his mind. Went on a wild goose chase to pay it forward, and now it's turned into a worldwide movement. So Kevin I know he's going to Portugal. I got to peg him down. I will update the map here soon, and we'll get everybody on board because their documentary that Elgin Cahill, all right, no stranger to the game. He's directing this documentary, and it's almost done, folks. They're putting the final touches. So thank you for Kevin and all the folks making this possible. And you see why I'm a happy guy? Look at what I get to do all day. I mean, it's unbelievable. I feel like Dr. Phil. I'm just a good old boy from Kentucky, until Oprah finds you, until folks like this get around you, and then what do? We spread it forward, right? That's what I love about it. You're a good man. So Kevin, we appreciate you. And we know this is your peak season. He's like Santa Claus right now, guys. We wait till November. It's like Chanda September, right? And then I have to give a shout out to this amazing lady, new Hound supporter and Hound. I met her through Nicole Borghi's amazing summit a few weeks ago. And she does, especially for midlife folks, she helps folks automate, get their freedom back, get their life back, right? They're doing all this paperwork and all these systems. It's 2025. You can get a lot done without you doing it, but we don't know how if you're like this guy right in the camo hat. So she's got an amazing Monday morning networking. I got to show up, me, Curtis Rivers, and a few other amazing folks did, and we love it. So if you're out there trying to figure out how to unbury yourself out of mounds of paperwork, there you go. All right, that's our pick. So thank you so much, my friend, for being you and going out there and helping. And last but not least, this guy's amazing. This is the only guy in the game, and I'm sure there's others, but I haven't met him yet. But this guy is extremely high level, down to earth, and he'll tell you, no, don't buy a franchise. I don't know anybody in this game that I've met to date that says don't do what I'm selling, right? That, again, Hound's fashion. But a true educator, and he will help folks figure it out. is bootstrapping your best bet, right? Building from dirt like us, or maybe a franchise is in your, or maybe you should do none of it, right? This guy is a wealth of information. He's down to earth. I can't say enough good about him. So anybody on the fence trying to figure out how to build a business, start one, tap into one that's already proven, how to do it, what to know, there's your resource. So thank you so much, Greg, franchise maven. He was also at the summit, and yeah, he didn't disappoint. Okay. So I think, oh, that's it. Megan Robinson, she is going to do, and I didn't want to spill the beans on this, but after Phil and I, when we lead the charge with our Hounds training, right, to help entrepreneurs and business folks, she's going to come in with Phil Tetru and these two B2B powerhouses who have no stranger to Fortune 1000 companies. They're going to put on the second training. So, woo, look at, I just can't get over this. So that's what we're known for. Right? Hey, you come in here and you're going to get not infomercials, not bait switch. You're going to get gallons of milk. If you want to buy the whole cow of knowledge, go ahead. But we're going to make sure people walk away and get nervous. Did I pay for that? Woo! Because they're going to feel like you did. All right. So thank you, Megan. She's all about culture and people development. And so if you got a great system, following what she can do and getting your team on board can amplify it. Simply stated. So we're going to wrap up with this. I want to get to the heart of this, folks. And thank you for staying with us. This is very dear to my heart. I don't talk about it much, but I am honored, very honored to be the COO of Flourish Foundation. Because just like B. Myers said, in word and actions, you know, somebody's got to do it. And I'm more than happy to say no to lesser things, right? That's it. So let's close with this. Chanda, you've built a network of at least 130 businesses, universities, national partners. You have done so much, just pounding the pavement. Kudos to you. For leaders watching out there right now, entrepreneurs, executives, right? How can folks who want to get involved and make a tangible difference?
Awesome. Well, yes. So get involved by emailing info@flourish.foundation, and then you can actually speak right with me and I can see where you can fit in. You can visit our website. And I think first and foremost, the very low-hanging fruit that we can actually all do is make an 11-second video. It doesn't cost you anything. Authentic on your phone is perfect because it's believable and authentic, and it's going to connect with kids. So first and foremost, I need your 11-second video. Tell a kid, stay around, play another day, send that in. If you have a story, tell it. But send those in so that we can actually add them to what we already have. Share them on social media. Tag 11 people and have them do the same thing. Let's flood the airwaves with positive messages of hope that save kids' lives. Secondly, please consider being a sponsor or a vendor partner for one of our events, either for the Every 11 Minutes campaign. It costs money to get these things aired on social media platforms and on gaming platforms and advertisements. And it definitely takes a pretty penny to get this thing off the ground for the National Youth Summit with the Olympics, with the Olympics Regional Development Authority. Let me make sure I said that right. But contact us, talk to us. Let's see what we can actually do. It is a win-win. Do not be afraid to reach out, because every 11 minutes, somebody's losing a child to this, and we can stop it. But we can only stop it if we do it together.
Absolutely. So when you got everybody here, share this, repost it, email it, text it to your family and friends. Every11minutes.org. And so you have everything they need. They don't have to think or anything, right? Because people are busy, especially business people. So you got sample messages that they can pick and choose from. You give them clear instructions on the website here on the screen, right? What to do, where to submit it, and make it a fun family event, right? I'm going to do it with my daughters and bring the family in, and maybe do some virtually with some hounds, really get this going. I know B. Myers, right? He's in the corner. We got other folks in the wheelhouse like Jules, and you got all kinds of people that are just amazing. We'll be bringing them in. You got famous gamers, right, that are doing this. I mean, there's so much behind it. But don't be fooled. right? More people are going to see this. They're going to want to join on this positive bandwagon because we got enough negative in the world. I want to be behind something like this that's legacy leaving, folks. So there you go. And then we'll close out with this. A question to both of y'all. Chanda, we'll start and end with you, or we'll end with B. Myers. But what's one message of hope that you want to leave our viewers with today? Something you just want to get out there, inspire, whatever.
Man, you don't have to be famous, rich, or anything to make a difference. Just get out there and do something positive. If you help one, I'm just a regular mom on a mission, and this is where we ended up. So don't be afraid to do something.
That's it. If something, here's what happens, folks. I'm not gonna get preachy, but listen, when you have an inspiration or a passion and you push it down because you got other things to do, you want to be realistic, you want to be a grown up, you got bills to pay, yeah, and then it pops up like whack-a-mole, the game, right? And you stop it. All right, that's you're better off just to pursue it. All right, and again, shameless plug: if don't do it alone. If you're trying to find a place, hey, check us out. Check out our power partners. Right, get involved. Go. Don't be around people who are like you in their mindset and can push you up. That made a huge difference in my life. Right, it had Constance Leland, had all kind of people that pushed me up and enabled me to get stronger, more capable. Right, get more confident, and now I get to pay it forward. Spotlight amazing people and amazing things. So this ain't a game, all right? There's nothing wrong with you. We're patient, all right? We're going to take you as is, and we're going to help you be your best self in life and business. Because before we're business people, we're people, dadgummit, all right? So B. Myers, you're a good man. I'm going to tap in and learn more about your music. I definitely want to connect after this and see any way we can support you, my friend. You're all heart. So what's one message of hope or anything that you want to share with our viewers today, man?
I guess the biggest thing I would say is so many people out here feel like they're insignificant. So many people feel like they don't matter, and they won't even tell you that. That's just how they feel. So my message would be like, anytime you feel the urge to give somebody a positive affirmation in public while you're walking throughout your day, don't resist that urge due to embarrassment. Say it, because you never know how many lives you could save just from one comment.
Yeah, dadgum straight. That's it. Well, thank you both. Thank you for both having the courage and, doing all you do. Chanda, especially you, right? You never complain, but you work tirelessly, to say the least. And it is paying off, my friend. It's an honor to serve with you at the Flourish Foundation and to be your friend, to know you. You're very inspiring. And thank you, too, to Baz Porter. All right. So, folks, let me go find the comment. All right. So Baz is out there helping people in business, internally, externally, to get things done. And 20% of everything that we pull through on this, that he pulls through in this program, will go to Flourish Foundation to support this mission. And, of course, the Hounds of Business, we support it all. And, we love connecting people that can make things happen. That's what we're not taking credit for it, but we put all these people in a container and look what happens, right? We put them all in the same ecosystem, and this is what happens. So thank you, Baz. Thank you, Chanda. And B. Myers, pleasure meeting you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, the hat game is strong, brother. All
yes,
right. I love it. I wish I could pull that off and the beard. I just can't do it, man. Yeah. But I good for you, all right? So, all right, folks, don't forget. This Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time, special. All right, do not forget. Plug into some other folks that are doing it, and I'm telling you, these folks. I even asked what costs. I said, "Hey," did anybody believe in you? I think he said not even people closest to him. I ain't going to spill it, but I've heard that before. I asked people that, and they're like, "Not even my mom believed I could do it." I said, "Yep," and now we're doing it. And by the way, I'm not going to go on, but I have to say this. I don't say a lot of crazy stuff anymore, but. Someone said, well, how did you get all these opportunities? How did you get this and get in that? And I'll tell you the God's honest truth, y'all. I was supporting and believing in people before anybody else did. That's the God's honest truth. I'm serious, right? We seen be the Gail to Oprah kind of stuff, right? Be the guy who pushed Joe Rogan up before he became famous. Find people who have the heart, the skill, push them up because people expect us to say we're great. Nothing wrong with that. But you know what they don't expect? Hundreds and thousands of super pros and people of reputation that say you're great. That's not, you can't buy that at the corner store. You can't manufacture it. That's earned, folks. And this is proof positive. So thank you all for believing in me. All right. And for the opportunity to pay it forward. Truly means a lot. And I dearly, I love every one of you. No exaggeration. So Chanda, thank you, my friend. I hope you get a couple hours of sleep, but I know you probably won't. All right. But thank you for all you're doing. B. Myers, hey, the Hounds is here, brother. You tell us, we're going to put out whatever you got, brother. Thank you for being you. All right.
Yes, sir.
And, everybody, we'll catch you next week. Same time. All right. We're going to have Colleen Stubbs. You just saw her. All right. She's going to be coming in with her panel because she also has a summit. And anything this lady does, yeah, it's going to pay results. So any business people out there, focus in, set your calendar, 7 p.m. next Wednesday. All right. We'll see you soon, everybody. Time to go.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.